Hey, this is Drew Page. Welcome to the Drew Page channel. In this video, we are going to break down Elon Musk's big purchase of Twitter and what it might mean for Donald Trump and others who have been banned from the social media platform. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for all of you who subscribe. I hope you didn't take the April Fool's video too hard. It was a fun one to put together. You have to watch it all the way to the end. If you missed it all the way to the end, go back and check it out. And thank you so much for all the support from you guys. I really do appreciate it. So this morning we woke up with the blockbuster news. Elon Musk has bought 9.2% of shares of Twitter today. So it gives him roughly 73 million shares in the company. Now, he is noted as a passive investor, which means that he does not have control over the company. So he's able to file a legal form that's called a 13G, which is a short form that allows investors who get over a certain percentage of stock ownership, but less than the amount that they would have with the intent to control, to be able to file the short form. So at this stage, if people are wondering, hey, is he going to open the platform up to Donald Trump? Is he going to open it up to others who have been banned? All of those who are saying that the censorship of Twitter is just going berserk. At this stage, Elon can only exert influence and pressure, but not control. He doesn't have that ability with the filing and the amount of shares that he has now done. Now, a lot of people are speculating, well, does that mean that it's going to stay that way? So there's really two ways that Elon can gain control in Twitter. The first way is obvious. He could purchase more shares and then he would have to file under the 13D. But there's another way that he may end up gaining control that nobody's really talking about. A buyback is where a company essentially repurchases shares to limit the number of shares that are outstanding, which would lower the amount of total shares in the pie. So right now, of the total shares currently in existence, Elon owns 9.2% of shares. But what happens if the company were to do a buyback and Elon doesn't have to even spend any money? If they even get a buyback that raises his percentage by 0.8%, which would be very likely in most buyback scenarios, he would have a 10% interest in the company that would likely give him closer to a controlling interest in the company. So if he gets control, he's clearly tweeted, there's several tweets, and I'm going to show some of them on here, that shows that he has a complete disdain for the censorship mentality of Twitter and the voices that are being silenced and all of those types of things. So is it likely that he's ultimately going to try to gain some control of the company? Probably. But there was some question on CNBC as to whether he could immediately file from the 13G to the 13D, within some certain period of time. I've not been able to find anything that says that you cannot. It simply says that if your position changes from a passive to a active investor within the same calendar year, you simply have to amend and file the 13D long form as opposed to the 13G short form, which is what he's filed currently. So could he gain control in this same calendar year? Well, of course he can. Clearly the rules allow for that under this particular provision, unless there's some case that I wasn't able to find. And if you find it, please put in the comments, because I will be the first to admit I do not know everything. I've done some quick research on the SEC filings here, and there may be more out there. And certainly if you're looking to be a passive investor or an active investor, you should contact your own specific attorney to look into your specific circumstances. But from what I can tell from the filings, Elon certainly could be able to move from a passive to a controlled investor by simply changing the filing. He would just have to file the 13D long form. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to take control and open Twitter up so that anybody can say anything that they want. On CNBC this morning, they were all concerned about misinformation and stuff like that. But then again, who gets to decide what's misinformation these days anyway? Stuff that some people consider to be misinformation, others consider to be truth, and vice versa. So, who gets to make that decision? And there's other people saying, well, this is a First Amendment issue. Well, it's not. The First Amendment applies to the federal government and is incorporated to apply to the states through the 14th Amendment that says that the government, Congress, or the state can make no laws to infringe on our First Amendment rights. But private companies can do whatever they want to do. It is their right to exclude. And the way to fight them back is either to boycott and not use the platform, or to do what Elon's doing and purchase more of it so you can influence and ultimately purchase enough if you want to take control. Those are really the only things that you can do. It's not a First Amendment free speech issue for private companies to prevent people from being able to have a voice. So that's where we're at today. I'm put in the comments, what do you think? Do you think ultimately Elon's going to try to gain control of Twitter? What do you think the impact of it will be on Tesla stock and SpaceX, his private company? What do you think is going to be the impact on that? And put in the comments, do you think that the censorship of Twitter is soon to be over? And what the new CEO may have to say about this. I'll be looking forward to hearing what he has to say. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell. And until next time, stay tuned.